Mm-hmm.
You're going to make rice.
Yeah. So
First, I pray over the rice.
I invite Holy Spirit into the process
Please,
and
Jesus,
co-create
bless
with
this
God.
rice.
God, like, should I make 2 cups or 4?
I'm very hungry.
I just eat the whole thing.
Welcome back to the Innerstate podcast. I am Luke, the most ancient of all podcast hosts. And with me today, I have Ethan Sushi Barber. No, Ethan Sushi as my co-host. And our special guest, the talented, the marvelous, the humble Hannah. Welcome to the show, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're like the top guest list.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
precious.
I want to start, just like we've been starting every episode, with how was Tuesday? How was Tuesday? How was youth group on Tuesday? If you don't know, Hannah is one of our leaders. And yeah, what'd you get out of Tuesday?
Tuesday. I'll be honest, Tuesday was a good week, but sometimes even as leaders you show up and you go through some stuff personally, and so sometimes I felt like I was a little sidetracked, I'll be honest, on Tuesday. But Brian spoke, our wonderful Brian,
yes.
who's not boring, but we call him Boring Brian.
Wait, we still call him that?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people
It's
do.
mainly him.
I think he calls himself boring.
Yeah, no,
giving
it actually
himself-
is like just him.
He's giving himself a nickname.
Oh
No.
But yeah, it was good though. He shared, like, I love when Brian talks because he always takes it back to like the heart and the simplicity of the gospel, like behind all his messages, and I think honestly someone has to remind me the overall topic. Ethan?
Sushi.
Sushi?
I have something to admit. I do not fully remember. He said the word urgency a lot, though.
Urgency.
Mm-hmm.
Urgency.
Like this urgency for the gospel, like to not be hindered and to share it. I think.
Yeah, it was a very challenging topic, I think, because teenagers, okay, so the whole premise was basically we need to encourage each other, spur each other on, remember? So
Oh, yeah.
the problem with that, it was a great sermon. Problem with that is like teenagers spur each other on every day negatively usually. So they're like, oh, like tell each other what to do. Yeah, I got that down. Like, so I think it was an important lesson, but it's a very challenging topic for young people.
Yeah.
Young people do it inappropriately all the time. They're just mean to each other all the time and say they're joking, but it's mostly kind of riddled with truth. Old people don't do it because they don't want to like confront.
Yeah.
It's a very hard topic. But I want to go back to what you started with because I think the students would like to hear. Sometimes leaders go to youth group and it's hard. Like sometimes youth group is not good. Sometimes you're like, I want to be anywhere else but here right now.
Totally. One thing that I'm really learning in this season, this summer in particularly, is like going to youth group, like walking in the opposite spirit of what my flesh feels like. Kind of like it's so easy to not want to do things or not feel motivated or, but like I think that's something that we need to like lay down to the Lord and be like, okay, God, like I'm going to choose to show up for your glory, keep you the main thing, and set my heart on you. And like God is so faithful to show up when you feel tired, or to like put that one person on your mind when you are at youth group, let's say, and to just talk and reach out, check in on them, like there's so much fruit that comes when you step into that obedience on the daily, on the mundane, like, and I think that's one thing that I've been really learning as a leader. Like you guys are all fam jam to me, which is always a joy. But sometimes I always feel like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm tired, or there's a lot going on at home, or just a lot of things I gotta do, but like it's worth the sacrifice. Like that's what what following Jesus looks like in ministry is. It's like laying down of oneself, and like, and not to say that God doesn't care about our rest. Like I think there's something really beautiful um when like we just choose to keep him at the center of our hearts and our minds,
Mm-hmm.
and like even in ministry, and like
Yeah.
um
I think that goes back to like Jesus saying, if you love me, do my commandments.
mm,
And it's sort of like, just do it.
yeah.
Let the love be in the doing,
Mm,
instead of the talking or the feeling.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Move in action and in truth, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sushi, you ever feel like not going to youth group?
Yeah, there's been.
This just in, Sushi doesn't want to go to youth group
No,
sometimes.
only sometimes. It's like rarely ever. It gets me out of the house. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But there are times where I'm tired.
Yeah.
Just like life in general.
Mm-hmm.
You're laying there just like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about this? Like, when that happens, but you choose to go,
Yeah.
I feel like it's always really good.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't just go for youth group, but like anything.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. I feel like kind of on that, like I feel like looking back at different moments or different times, like the most beautiful and sweetest moments I've tasted and seen the Lord's goodness, or just seen him show up in like the littlest or biggest of ways, is when I didn't want to be there in the first place, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think um like God is a good dad. Like he sees our hearts, and so when we choose to put him on the throne, and like kind of just being like, okay, God, like I want to see you move. I want to align my
Mm-hmm.
heart to your will and what your heart is in going to the youth group tonight, or waking up early and having a quiet time, you know, like, or even some players spending time with your family, like, or your community, you know, or ministry, like straight up evangelism on the streets, or something like in the mundane, like in those moments when you feel um like you don't want to do something sometimes. I feel like those are the most like sweet ways I've seen God show up,
Yeah.
you know?
It's
and, like,
total obedience. If it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with what you want to do,
Yeah.
that's like obedience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the best and the worst part of our faith, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing the things you don't want to, like work at Walmart.
Yeah. And I think too, I feel like as in the Christian community, it can be these like big things, like going out of the country for months for missions, which is amazing and awesome. But I
Yeah.
think also obedience looks like in the very mundane, everyday things, because that's life with Jesus, right?
Yeah.
You know, walking with
That's
him,
so true.
communion with him, like,
Just putting him first.
yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. Whoa, this is our first time having a leader on.
Yeah.
It's getting deep real
Oh.
quick. We barely even got started. We're already like, we're about to preach a sermon in here.
Mm.
Do you have a question I have a really good question. I haven't told any of you, but I want, maybe Sushi, you want to start with a question for Hannah?
Hannah,
Uh-huh.
I like the start.
why aren't you playing Pokemon Go?
Oh my.
Oh.
And on this segment, Pokemon Go.
Okay. So I'm so close to.
I've tried to get her to play.
You really
Well,
have.
now we're getting the public together.
Oof. Okay. So when it first came out, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, it's a cool game that gathers community together.
Yes.
It gets you out and about, you know. And then I started like reading things like, oh yeah, people are trying to catch Pokemon and then they get hit by a car. Like,
There are
but
some injuries.
there are some injuries, but also I've heard that it's also really addicting, and so I
Ooh.
like.
Ouch. Yes.
Hi,
can't
my
say-
name's Ethan. I play Pokemon Go.
What if this whole thing is an intervention?
Oh,
Hannah
no.
telling
I know,
us
right?
not to play anymore.
Well, I think it's awesome, and I love that, like, the idea, like, I love watching you guys be like, all right, let's drop everything, let's go fight this thing or like
Yeah.
and,
This pocket monster.
this pocket
Mhm.
monster
Yes.
or like it's really cool to see how it can like bring people together and you're like are on the same team and just you can learn a lot from that in and of itself.
It's true.
You know? But you guys it became hype in youth group right when I'm going through this time of like trying to detox from my
From that
phone.
stuff. Oh no.
So I literally deleted social media for the summer and I loved it. And then
Yeah.
that's when everyone was like, "Hey, download this app."
So long story short,
So-
you're not playing.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Ooh,
I
like
might
that.
if I had to keep one app that's interactive and social, it might be Pokemon Go because it connects me with you guys. And
Yeah.
those people are right in front of me and I want to invest in you
Yeah.
guys. So
Well, there is a different group rising up in the midst of youth group, and that is the Bluey group.
the Bluey
So there's a
group.
whole group me. We're having a Bluey watch party at my house.
I did not know this was a thing.
Well, you're not in the Bluey group me.
That's
I mean,
okay.
I'm toeing the line on both groups, really.
Yeah. I mean, I like Pokemon. Like I was that kid. I had Pokemon cards as a kid. I would play like battle. Do you call them battles or do you call them?
I've never played the card game.
You like go against other people or your opponent. And so my
Mhm.
brother and I would play. Like he had a huge collection, and I would be the classic little sibling and get the discards.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
so I'm familiar with Pokemon, and I really liked it. I watched the show.
You'll
Ash,
play. She'll
shout
play.
out.
She'll play.
One
Not
time.
yet. Not yet. Okay, I have a question for you, Hannah, and
Okay.
I've been waiting since I wanted you on the show. Okay.
Cool.
If you
like to talk to me.
basically VeggieTales go. No. So if you don't know, Hannah was a student and then graduated and came back as a leader. And one of our most amazing leaders, but I have a question for you. If you could go back in time right now to brand new walk into Interstate youth student Hannah, what would you tell her and why?
Mm.
And it doesn't have to be theological or it doesn't have to be anything. Just
So
like,
if I were to go back,
if you go back and you
the
find
new-
Hannah as she's walking into youth group, what would you tell her?
That's a really good question. You don't have to strive.
Okay, say
a
more.
sa-
Say
it's
more
a-
about that.
It's a safe place, and I've realized. Okay, yeah, to expand on it a little bit, like I feel like when I first started going to youth group, I grew up jumping from church to church all the time and trying out different youth groups and unsure, like I would always feel like I was used to being the new girl, right? And then I would never really make these connections or I didn't feel like people connected with me, so I would like feel like I had to strive to meet people's energy levels sometimes, to be seen,
Oh yeah.
And but if I were to go back, like I was also very quiet too, so like I think that was an internal struggle for me in my mind. It was like I'm quiet and but also like I see everyone's energy levels at and I don't know where people are at.
Yeah.
But I think I would tell myself like, hey, it's okay to be silly.
Let loose a little bit.
It's okay to be goofy. It's okay. Yeah, let loose. Connect with your leaders. Like, they're not against you. Like,
yeah.
and I didn't feel like they really were. It's just like sometimes I didn't feel like I could, I don't know, like, open up natural. Like, I felt like I had to say things, but I felt like they wanted me to say.
Okay.
That kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So,
As
I
a
think,
student, Sushi, you relate to that? You think? Trying to
Yeah.
like, yeah.
because like, yeah.
This is my last year, so yeah.
Sad.
Super sad.
There was a bit where I felt like that. Yeah.
When you were younger, you think,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
that's an interesting concept. I guess because the leaders are adults, kids have an adult idea, mentality, like how
Yeah.
to act, what to say.
I mean, I jumped into Interstate my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So like also like relationships had been built already
Yeah.
but I knew that the season was right like to start coming to Interstate. My Tuesday night commitment ended, so I was like, all right, like here we go. So
I had the privilege of knowing you back then, and you were very reserved. I think the girls in your cabin, or like the girls that know you now, are like, there's no way Hannah was like that.
me bopping up and down with the Good Morning
On
song.
that topic, what's the origin of the Good Morning song? Where did that come from?
Ooh, so, wait, maybe explain, because I don't know if the audience knows what the Good
Yes.
Morning song is.
So if you look up on YouTube or on Spotify, shout out Gracie's Corner, you get all
Wait,
these
Grace or Grease?
Gracie's.
Gracie's.
Oh, I heard
Okay.
Greasy.
I heard Greasy
Gracie's
too. I'm like,
Corner.
this sounds interesting.
Then
Back to Carl's Jr.
pulls up all these like reggae, hip hop, like remixes of like classic elementary school songs, like the ABC song, "Row Row Row Your Boat,"
Okay.
etc. You know,
With like a new
and
spice to
with a
them.
new spice, a little sizzle to
Ooh.
it.
I don't know if the girls in your cabin would call it sizzle.
And so I was scrolling through the albums, and yes, there are more than one, and I found the Good Morning song. I was like, I love mornings, and I
Yeah.
love speaking affirmation over the day.
Yes.
So let's go. And then that's kind of like what the Good Morning song is. It's a song that hypes you up in the morning.
Yeah. Will your, assuming you'll be there next year, will your girls hear that song?
100%.
Is there any way we could expand it, maybe even to the guys' cabins?
I hope so.
Send me a link.
I will send you
Okay.
the link.
Okay. I got a speaker.
Guys, I lied. I graduated. I gotta go.
The origin of the song though came from I have a friend who works with kids, and he showed me the ABC song of Gracie's Corner, and that's how I heard about Gracie's
Okay.
Corner. And then I searched through it myself. So I work as a nanny, so I work with a 5-year-old and 3-year-old every day. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to find some good songs, because I have a tradition, and my Cabin 13 girls will know this from this last summer camp, is that I love to have morning dance parties. And even if
Ooh.
it's just myself alone.
I don't know if you can call that a party. But you
Me
can
and
call it-
Jesus, hello. Ain't no party like a Holy Ghost party, because
I
a Holy
can't-
Ghost party don't stop.
I can't argue with that. That's for sure.
Anyway, so
Your
so,
girls listening right now, which you better be listening, girls. We're the
Mhm.
Kevin 13 girls. Hit the
That
comments, girls. Come on. Say Hannah's morning song in the comments. We want to know that you're listening. Your girls are going
Yeah.
like this
They're like,
right now.
good.
I like it. The
They
weirdly
secretly love it though. They really
Yeah,
do.
of
You know,
course
it's
they
just
do.
it's just a front.
traditions are good.
Yeah.
Weirdly, the boys, if you didn't know, Hannah, the boys get frightened awake.
Yeah.
But this year, I don't know. We might be ending it. We might be changing traditions. It just, we tried it a few times. It was like everyone's waking up early.
We're just not having it.
It's just not having it. Yeah.
But if you just have this subtle, like, consistent good morning song in the back,
Yeah.
you know, they could just
Maybe-
be laying.
Maybe when I wake up for my meeting, I hide a Bluetooth speaker with the morning song on repeat. That constantly
Yes.
just gets louder.
That would be amazing.
Boys would love that.
Yeah, and next year at camp, if it's played, whether I'm there or not, people need to dance along with it. You know, you can't help it. You know, your foot starts
It's true.
tapping.
It's true.
You know, it's a bop.
You guys heard that. Dance.
So
Dance along with it. Dance, audience. All right. On that note, I'm only going to, this is the one word prompt.
Okay.
Hawaii.
The fire?
No, not
Oh.
the fires. Not the sorry. Pray for Hawaii.
Pray
Sorry, I
for
didn't want to go
Hawaii.
that deep. I
There's
just,
fires.
oh,
Sorry.
this is a reminder for all the people listening. This is a youth group podcast.
Hashtag help Hawaii.
Hashtag
Yes,
help
pray for
Hawaii.
Hawaii when you think about it.
Yeah, no. So I heard Hannah, and I'm sorry if you don't want to reveal this information.
Oh, okay. We can expose it.
Okay.
Yes.
This is why we're here. It's a gotcha moment.
It really is. It really
This
is.
is kind of turning into a talk show. Less than a
Wait, what's the difference between a
production
podcast
said
and
we can cut this part out. Just kidding. We're not cutting this out.
Okay.
Hawaii, go Hannah.
I'm
Tears.
on October 4th. I have a one-way ticket booked for Hawaii. and I will be gone for at least 2 months.
Cue Sarah McLachlan, I will remember you.
Who am I supposed to do this with? Oh.
Sushi just leaves. He's like, that was the last straw. I quit youth group, all of it.
I know. I'm really sad about leaving you guys.
You're coming
for a little
back.
bit. I will be coming back.
Maybe I'll get you a ticket home, just so we make sure you come back.
Okay. Yes, I will definitely be back. I cannot stay away from you guys for too long, but if the Lord calls, it's out of my hands at that point.
You know, Connor had a one-way ticket.
No.
And he's never come home.
No, he's coming back in 2 weeks.
Connor, come just to visit, though.
That's fine. We can hog tie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah, what are you going to be
going
doing
over
there?
there.
Yeah, tell us.
So I'm going to go over and help take care of my grandparents.
Oh, that's so good.
my grandpa lives on his own. My grandparents, guys, are they're 94.
Yo.
Dang.
And my grandmother, she has early onsets of dementia, and so she lives in a residence about 5 minutes from where we live. And then my grandpa lives at home, but he's Mr. Independent,
Yeah.
but also very prone to fall and stuff.
Oh,
So
man, that's a lot.
I'm gonna
Will you be alone? Just you?
just
or?
me and him.
Whoa. That's going to
Yeah.
be service.
So he so I'll be running his errands, grocery shopping, helping him cook his meals, things that he needs to do and needs help with, keeping accountable to go to his doctor's appointments.
Yes,
and
yes.
stuff like that. But I pray for me, guys. I'm a little nervous because it's my first time to be on my own, adulting for the first time,
Yeah.
and it's different than YWAM because YWAM.
The
I
things
did-
were taken care of.
Yeah,
for
he
you.
didn't know I was in missions. I did
Yeah.
missions for 9 months total in Mexico. But yeah, that was different because you go to a place and you have the same heart. You're with a group of people with the same goal, like-minded.
And there's no 94-year-old people with you
There's no. And so
in the outback.
yeah, so I'm hoping when I'm there, I was just processing this and talking about this with someone of just it, I'm so involved in my community here, and
Yeah.
I live with my family still, and then I know it's not that long, but still 2 months cold turkey and kind of on my own.
Yeah, 2 months is a lot.
And so
Cold
I am
turkey.
really praying and hoping to plug into a church down there. And I'm really praying for at least one friend that I just connect with and can do life with for
Yeah.
this couple months,
Does your grandpa get around? Can you get him out and
Yeah,
stuff?
he walks on his
Oh,
own.
that's so good.
So that's really nice. And so it's not 24/7 care, I check on
That's
him
so good.
maybe every few hours. So I can
Yeah,
do stuff on my
yeah.
own. But just to have someone around and yeah. So that's what I'll be doing, I just graduated college and the job that I have no longer need my services. I'm a nanny. The
You
kids
ready
are
to
going
go?
school.
You ready to go?
It's a door's open and I'm gonna take a step of faith and walk through it.
It's amazing.
So I prayed about it, and the thing about I'm really learning, guys, life with Jesus. I feel like sometimes we overthink things so much.
Yeah.
Am I following God's will? Am I gonna hear this clear yes or this clear no? And I'm really learning God trusts us. If we seek to keep God the main thing and seek to honor him with our decisions and things, God is God enough to redirect us.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
think oftentimes when I prayed about things for example going to Hawaii, or when I prayed about that early spring, I didn't feel this definite yes or no. And the same thing with YWAM when I went back for my art evangelism school. But I just felt this piece of Holy Spirit being Hannah, kind of these two decisions on a platter,
Yeah.
I will I see your heart, I know your heart, so it's you seek to honor me in both, so
Yeah.
if you stay home, I will bless you in that. If you go, I will also bless you in
Yeah.
that. And obviously if God does say no to something, or if God does say yes to something, clearly obviously obey and do that, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I have a lot of friends who are, and me at one point too, as I'm learning and growing and navigating it,
Yeah.
they just, I think the feeling like there's no direction leads to no action and just kind of like,
That's true.
you know?
That is true. We're going to get into the next segment of the show, and I want to ask you, just plain and simple, before you go to Hawaii and, really soon, what about a visit to the barber?
The barber.
Yeah, what are the odds of
Oh.
getting you? I mean, Sushi, you know the barber. What do you think? Would he have her as a client?
How's my hair? It's long.
Your hair is long.
It is long.
Could use
I
a
think the
chop.
barber would say you could use some work, and he can help with that.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know how
I
to
was
say
That was shots fired. I
Man,
apologize
okay,
for that one. It was.
It's okay. I appreciate. I'm flattered for the potential, of
I
his
feel like the
just
bar-
consideration.
insults you straight up.
I feel like the barber.
The barber would say your hair
I-
needs a lot of work.
I feel like
Yeah.
he would say
I
that about
mean-
anyone, though.
She be thick too.
It's
so.
true. It's true. The barber is kind of rough around the edges.
Yeah, he's got.
What kind of haircut would you get, Hannah, if you could sit down with the barber?
Ooh, I was thinking
Mullet.
like, what? Okay, guys, I'm a grandma too, so you need to help me out with terminology.
Hannah.
But you know, like, what if like I got like a fade,
I don't know what that's called.
like
An undercut?
an undercut.
Oh.
That's what I
yeah.
used to have.
Can you do? Can he do that?
Yeah.
Can the barber do that? Isn't it? Is
Probably.
it?
Silly Luke.
Like
a-
all around?
Oh, just like maybe on one side, and
Oh, yeah.
it says mom on it.
Okay, I don't know if he can do that one, but
Letters.
I'm pretty
Letters?
sure.
What's the
Okay.
craziest haircut you guys have ever had? Not very crazy. That's what I could tell. I
The
had
year
one.
was, I don't know, it was like first grade, and I had a mullet, or not a mullet, a mohawk for like
Did you
a
really?
couple of days.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, a
Dang.
full mohawk, like
Mm-hmm.
shaved.
Mm-hmm.
That's as crazy as it gets.
For a couple of days.
My hair has been pretty consistent, either short or long.
No names for the cuts.
No names for the cuts. I did
got the
have
Hannah
long
gets
like
a mohawk?
I got
the
Oh.
Mohawk before Hawaii.
If you
Oh
went to
my
Hawaii
goodness.
with a mohawk,
I
that would be crazy.
that would be wild.
You would get instant respect. People would be like, I don't know who this girl is, but
I know, right? With holding my grandpa's hand.
come on, Grandpa. He just keeps saying, why did you do that to your hair? Oh, man, that would be
goodness.
great. That would be so good. Yeah, the craziest haircut I ever had was an undercut, but I had really thin hair, so it looked terrible. I just looked like I shouldn't have had it. It felt weird. It was like staticky.
Oh, really?
It was bad. I'll never do that again.
Okay, noted.
And now the mohawk, I think, or the mullet is the second craziest.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, someone gave me like inside information that the barber got a little bit threatened by your wife from that one.
Hey, that happens, man. That happens. Barber can take it.
Yeah.
He's tough. He's tough. What about one thing that I asked a lot of the students, but I kind of want to ask you, and then you can jump into Sushi. What could we change, Hannah? What could we like introduce? Because you are quiet. You're a good listener. Like you don't interject a lot of like ideas in meetings and stuff. If you do, it's very, very good and poignant. What could we do to spice up youth group or to like change it up?
Mm.
Reflecting on it, good or bad.
That's a good question. Mm.
The teens always say the same thing. We want longer games.
Let us play with your
Sumo
look.
all day. We'd like sumo for 3 hours.
Let us play
Yeah.
with your look back.
Let us-
Ooh, what
That was
if
funny.
I can't take credit for this idea, but kind of like a new person kind of activity.
oh, we
So-
lost that.
So
Yeah.
that and maybe birthdays, because I think like one thing, we have a really good culture of celebration in our youth group, like championing each other on and being
Yeah.
really united in that. But also I know sometimes like people don't really celebrate their birthdays that much, but at least like an acknowledgement of
yeah.
their existence, and kind of like maybe have people's birthdays on a calendar,
yeah.
you know, and just be like, hey, May birthdays.
It's really your
like,
birthday. Our birthdays have run amok. I mean, it really,
Yeah.
who knows what is going on with birthdays.
It's just fun,
here.
like downhill.
It is.
Yeah.
Maddie's like 45.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's
know.
really someone's birthday, and we just sing happy birthday to
Totally.
Maddie 5 times. And they're
Yeah.
just, the other kid is like, what's happening?
Yeah.
If you were a new kid, you'd be like, this is the weirdest.
Totally.
Yeah.
That, or maybe like a, just kind of a new people activity, like a wheel. If we had a new people wheel.
Oh,
I remember
And
people
I was
used to
actually
do that.
talking with Maddie about this. She visited a youth group, which my friend is actually a leader at,
Yeah.
and they do a new person wheel, and they said like one of the things is like lunch with a leader, whether the leader brings the student lunch during school or on a Saturday they
That's
get
cool.
to pick wherever they go. You know, it's like it's kind of cool because then you get to also connect with a leader too,
Yeah.
or get to know other people. And they did one where it's just like $5 gift card, simple, but you know, just kind of like, I don't know, just something fun so people can get to know and recognize faces, and
Yeah.
just kind of creating that environment like you're welcomed here, you belong here, you know.
That's a good thing. We lost that a while ago. I don't know why. It's hard. It's a delicate dance of not making them embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen because they're new anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, like you said, just make them feel instantly connected. I think churches do this wrongly. I think churches do this from a market. They like somewhere along the line, a business person was like, hey, give the new person a little basket and then they're going to come back because they feel valued. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't necessarily think that is wrong.
It's like Costco.
It's like Costco.
Yeah.
It's
Huh.
not church.
Yeah.
So like we need to find a genuine way,
Exactly.
not a disingenuous like, hey, we have a budget for
Or like a-
marketing.
Or like a would, like even if you do a wheel, like have one of them. Would you
Yeah.
rather? You know.
Yeah.
Or
I like
something
that.
like that. You know, just kind of getting to know the person. Like, would you
Yeah.
rather do this? And then we're like, and they can say one word or explain it. You know.
Yeah. Well, you heard that, leaders. If you're listening, which you should be, we need to bring back a new person. That's a good insight. What do you
Yeah.
think, Sushi? More sumo?
Well, that, but I feel like we need a little bit more of a sense of randomness.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like we've fallen into like a
Program.
routine.
Programmed.
It's essentially the same every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like sprinkle in like something random, like every other week or like once a month.
Yeah.
That could make it more enjoyable and
Totally.
more people want to come.
Totally. We have ideas of doing like once a month or once every 2 months, just an epic game night where we go to the park and just play kickball, and that's youth group.
Mm.
That's it. The whole time you just come home. We need to do that before it gets too dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sadness. Yes, just longer games or just randomness. I like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I asking people how to make youth group better is good. So we always want to get better. It's good to
Mhm.
ask.
Yeah.
When I first started, that was what we would have meetings, just like, okay, what can we do better? We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Need more of that. Yeah.
Growth mindset's really healthy.
Yeah. Sushi, you think someday you'd come back and be a leader since you're getting so old?
I hope so.
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
Nice.
I've wanted to for a while.
Yeah. That's nice. Why do you think, or what drives that feeling? Where does it come from?
Not really sure. Cause I've like grown up in the youth group,
Yeah.
and almost all of me is just not wanted to leave. It's like, I don't know, it just means so much to me.
Right.
But there's also the sense that I'm growing and I'm going to have to move on eventually.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I feel like coming back as a leader is a good way to contribute to the both of those.
Totally.
Where I'm not just sitting around like having a good time being a student, but also like helping out and maybe making a difference.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's awesome. I appreciate youth groups. So I never got to do it as a kid, so I appreciate it so much as a leader. It's really hard to imagine life without it. Like, yeah, I feel like it's youth. God gives it you youth in it. I was talking to someone. We had a new leader. Jordan is her name, from Living Hope. She came to check it out. Yeah, and I was telling her, like, youth group is like the best thing in the world and the hardest thing in the world all at once. It's so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. You'd make a good leader. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He is a leader.
I mean, yeah, you help us out. You help us out.
I mean, like, not just, I think, like, in youth group setting, but, like Ethan, I see you even just walk alongside of your friends, like leading by example, like, just the way that you hold yourself, and I don't know.
Like when I started the gambling empire at winter camp. That was a great example.
That was exactly what we were looking for. The perfect leadership example.
Like, you can run a gambling empire. Make him a leader.
You guys weren't gambling money, just so you guys know the audience.
Yeah.
What did you gamble?
Time. So for a certain amount of time.
That might be worse than money.
No, it definitely was. I never actually played myself. I was the house.
Of course you were.
And I took a little bit of everybody's time.
What did you have them do with this time?
Whatever I wanted. I got two of the good singers, Isla and Angel, and I made them sing bad.
Just sing the song bad.
Yeah, and they were struggling.
That's really good. Time. Hannah, are you much of a gambler? What if you were like, I have a confession.
So my name is Hannah, and
I'm playing online poker every night. I'm like 10 grand in debt.
Oh my goodness. People, I actually, I don't gamble much at all. But I feel like, do you guys think I have a good a good poker face?
No, definitely not.
Hannah, you're way too honest and sincere. Yeah. This would be Hannah, like if she was doing a poker face, she'd be like,
just like giggling the whole time.
I don't have anything. We're like, we fold. We're not playing this game. Wait, here's a good question for you, because actually, weirdly, I don't know much about your summer camp. We're kind of part ways in summer camp. What is your favorite, like, fun game to play at summer camp?
Oh, it's summer camp.
Like, are you a garbler? Are you a knockout? Are you a cards in the inside? You play, there's the chess club, the weird, like, just a quiet little chess, like, corner.
I'm a garbler.
Oh, you're a garbler.
Yeah.
We got to play.
Yeah, actually.
I don't remember playing you very much.
I sat down with Isaiah during Olympic Day, and I kind of humbly saying smoked him in like a couple turns right when he was like, Hannah, I got it.
Sorry, Isaiah.
Love you, bud.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yes, I would like to have a new opponent.
Garbler, okay. I'm pretty good. I've been playing for like 20 years.
That's so good.
That's good. I think we have one more specific Hannah question, but we can all answer this.
Okay.
It's just a one-word prompt, and that is rice.
Rice.
That's it. Just
I just breathe.
Rice.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Where do I begin? Yeah.
Here's how I make rice.
Oh.
I have a rice cooker.
Okay.
I put water in it, and then I throw rice in it randomly, and I turn it on. It bubbles over. It makes a huge mess everywhere, and the rice comes out either mushy or it comes out chewy.
Okay, wait.
So that's my experience with rice. Then I order rice online from a restaurant, and I go buy and eat that.
You buy? Oh,
I eat rice from a restaurant.
Panda Express, you got any rice?
They're like, yeah, fried rice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Sushi, how do you make rice before we get to Hannah?
I actually have my mommy make my rice.
Heck yeah.
It's a teenage podcast, by the way, just in case you guys
I'm a
didn't know.
child.
Okay, let's pretend you were going to make rice.
Okay, how would you do it?
Yeah.
Or just what's your knowledge of how to make rice? I want to hear.
Do you guys have a rice cooker at your house?
Yeah.
Do you know how to use it?
His mom is more Asian than I am.
Oh, she is. It's weird because she's Hispanic. We do have a rice cooker. Never touched it unless I'm getting food.
Out of it.
Yeah. But if I wanted to make rice, I'm pretty sure I know how to.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are making me realize
you didn't answer the question at all.
You get 2 cups of water.
Okay.
You boil the water. You get 1 cup of rice. You put the rice in. Rice.
Huh. Okay.
Do you have to say the word rice afterwards?
Yeah, no, obviously.
Okay.
That's what they do at everywhere. Sushi places.
Okay, Hannah, enlighten us. You're at your kitchen, no one's home.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna make rice.
Yeah. So
First, I pray over the rice.
I invite Holy Spirit into the process
Please,
and
Jesus,
co-create
bless
with
this
God.
rice.
God, should I make 2 cups or 4?
I'm very hungry.
I just eat the whole thing.
I don't want to force your hand, Lord, but I'm starving.
It's like one of those huge bags of rice.
All right, we're
Okay.
keep interrupting you. Go. How do you make rice?
So it depends on the type of rice I'm making.
Let's say standard.
Okay, like
I don't even know what that
jasmine,
means.
long grain
jasmine,
rice.
long grain.
Okay.
You're gonna eat it with a meal, just white, like a side of rice.
Okay. I love food, by the way. Okay, so I also have a rice cooker. So if I have a rice cooker, I put the rice in first.
Okay.
Good
to know.
Then I wash it. So
Wait, with
I
soap?
forgot
with
about the
water.
washing part.
I put it in the
Oh.
sink and then I wash the rice. I give it a little swish with my fingers and then get the extra starch off. And
Why
I
do you do that?
Because it has just to get off the extra starch and just to kind of clean it up, and then it becomes fluffier.
Oh.
And
Is it gluten free then?
Wait,
Sorry, keep going. I'm interrupting you now.
It's okay. No, you're good.
So you want to get rid of the starch?
Yeah, the excess starch and just
Okay.
kind of clean it up because sometimes too rice is not the cleanest thing. And then I do that until the water's you can kind of get it to be kind of clear.
Okay.
And so then I take it back and let's say I make 2 cups of rice. Then I'm going to put 4 cups of water.
You double it.
I double it, 1-to-2 ratio.
Okay.
And then
Double it.
sometimes, so if I want to leave it there, I just put the lid on and then push start. Push go. And then
Does yours bubble over?
No, it
What?
doesn't.
That's
Sometimes-
the double. That's the ratio thing.
Yeah.
That's probably
Okay.
why.
Maybe too, the ratio and because the thing about rice, it's there is an art to it,
Yeah.
It is, you can be random and be not exact, but depending on your rice cooker, how you're making it, sometimes if I want to add a little pizzazz, a little sizzle,
Sizzle.
I add olive oil or cumin or some
Wait.
spices.
When?
Before I steam it.
So it's all mixing in there.
Yeah, so before I turn it on.
Okay.
I can add flavor to it. But if I just want a good white, plain, fluffy rice, just rice and water. But if I don't have a rice cooker and I want to cook it on the stove,
Mm-hmm.
same ratio. So I have the rice, put the rice in,
wash it?
wash the rice,
Okay.
and then I add let's say 4 cups of water if I did 2 cups of rice, and then I turn on the stove to high heat, medium high, let the water come to a boil.
Okay.
And then once it comes to a boil, then I cover it with the lid and then I put it on the lowest heat and I let steam for 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
And then once the
That's
timer goes
so
off,
good.
then you turn off the heat, maybe let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes, and then
It's a long process.
then you have rice.
You know-
but when do you say rice?
At the end, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yes, right when it's about to
when
go
you
into
fluff
my
it.
mouth.
I know how you fluff it.
Yes.
You just fluff it with a fork, right?
Or a rice paddle or
Yes.
something.
You know, sushi, a week from now, you can watch this. I'll put rice, how to cook rice in the
thank
title.
you.
Ooh.
You can watch this and make your own rice. This is
Yes.
basically a how-to tutorial.
Maybe we can have a rice party.
We've done that before.
I mean, Hannah, every time you go to a party, it's a rice party. It doesn't matter
Ain't
what
no
kind of
party
party
like
it
a
is.
rice party.
Amen to that.
If you came over for Lulu's birthday party, you would bring rice and be like, scratch the birthday.
All our
This
leaders
is a rice
meetings.
party.
All our leader meetings and potlucks. I mean, there is no such thing as too many rice parties, Ethan.
But what about when my doctor told me that one time in like 6th grade that I was eating too much rice the week before the rice party?
Is rice good for you is the other question. In moderation.
So rice, in moderation, I believe it is good for you.
Yeah.
You know, rice is a starch and it's a carb, and carbohydrates do digest and metabolize as sugars in our bodies.
And we need sugar.
Yeah, we do need sugars, but if we have too much, like then that
Diabetes.
could be a problem.
Diabetes.
Yes. So, but I actually have I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's good. Yeah. I think moderation. Hannah's like, I might eat too much rice.
Hi,
No.
my name's
Realizing-
Hannah. I eat rice.
Bro,
This is an intervention, Hannah.
I really
Sign falls down.
She's like, no.
This is really about the rice.
I mean, when I was 11, I got sat down by my grandmother. My grandma sat me down, and I was a really picky eater. I only ate rice, really.
Yeah.
And she was like, basically, she told me if I don't stop eating rice, I'm gonna get diabetes, and that's what she said.
Oh
And I
my
was
God, This
11.
is close to home.
It is.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But so one time we were at this family reunion, and the rice was going around the table, and I just like scooped like 5 big scoops on my plate.
Yeah.
And I look ahead of me, my grandma's right across from me, staring me dirty in the eyes, and like I like slowly put the rice back in the bowl.
And it was that day that you fell in love with rice.
It was that day I realized I have a problem.
You're like, I have
Yeah.
a problem with you, but you will return
Yes.
someday.
I still eat
Love
it
is forbidden.
Forbidden love.
The Forbidden Love of Rice. That's a better title.
Yes. But I do eat rice on the daily, guys. Put a nice eggy on top.
Yeah.
Avocado. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked.
All right. I wanna do 2 last things
Okay.
before we. This has been so much fun.
Yeah.
2 more things. The first one is Hannah. While you're gone for 2 months or indefinitely,
No.
give us a message. Give Interstate a message. Like, imagine you never come home. Give a farewell message. We want you to come home. But I just think that's a really good contemplative thing. And Sushi, you could think of something too. Give a message. You're gone next year.
No.
Give a message to. We'll play it on the big screen to the kids. I feel like you already sort of hit it with this. Don't strive. That was so good. I want to cut that out. It's just don't strive.
Yeah.
That was so good.
There you go. Let's see.
I would say, hey guys, learn how to make rice, but don't eat too much. You'll be fine.
I would say that I would just say that Jesus really is king, and he really is on the throne, and really does want to give fresh breath and take off any weight off our shoulders and heal and restore, and he really gives an easy yoke, and
Yeah,
and like
that's good.
and that is the root of striving. And once you come to that place of spiritual rest, and that soul, it becomes a soul rest, and there's so much freedom in it. There really is so much joy, and that you belong, that you are seated. If you made the choice to follow Jesus, that you are actually like you died with him, but also you were risen with him, and actually now that you are seated with him. And that's where you're seated. And when you're seated, there's no striving because you're sitting down.
Yeah.
And you have a place at the table, and there's no shame, and there's no striving, and there's rest
Yes,
in abundance
that's good.
and life to the fullest in him. So
We'll play that in 3 month, 4 months. We'll play
No.
Oh, it's
Sushi.
so sad. It is.
This whole thing really is a gotcha with you telling everyone you're leaving.
I know. I know.
She'll be back.
I
Guys,
will
she'll be back. Don't worry
back.
about it. She'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
They always come back. Sushi,
Yes.
what would you tell the next year? You know, you're full-time working.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been to Interstate in months. What would you tell the kids?
I would say make the most of your time in Interstate.
Mm.
It's a really special thing that you won't find like people that are willing to connect like that in many other places. And it'll play a big part throughout your school life and probably beyond that too.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think that's really good. I would challenge you both, since you're leaving, to just create that space, you know, wherever that you're going.
Mm.
Like, I think you can do it. I think it's a mentality about where you're at, and it does take more than one, though. That's the secret.
Mm.
It just takes. That's why I think Jesus sent always by two. It like just takes someone else.
Mm.
It's really hard to change that type of culture with just one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You guys are awesome. This was a wonderful podcast. I want to end. We asked this before. It's such a good question. I kind of want
Why
to
aren't
ask.
you playing Pokemon Go?
I want to ask. I want to ask this every week. So if I don't next week, put it in the comments. Remind me to ask it. Hannah, you could have any guest on this show. You're going to be watching on your phone a month from now. You're going to be in Hawaii going, I wonder what Interstate's happening. And
Ew.
you get to see this podcast.
Mm.
Who is your dream guest?
Like from Interstate?
No,
Or
anyone.
anyone.
So it can be anyone. The Lord can nudge. Like, it can't be like we said last time. It can't be like Mr. Beast. I mean, God's big, but I don't want Mr. Beast on the show. But it has to be like somewhat feasible.
Oh, actual feasible.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be someone in youth group.
Okay.
It could be anyone.
Let's see.
Sitting right there,
Mm-hmm.
talking to Nolan. I know who mine is. I don't know if I said it last time.
Let's
but-
see. Connor Millard.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's a good one. That's possible.
That is.
Connor, you heard it.
We're coming for you.
We're coming for you, Connor.
We're gonna get you, Connor.
That actually is possible.
Yeah.
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 I have two.
Yeah.
I have two, and I don't want to change them, but there's two people. Jonathan Ogden, if you don't know who that is, he is the singer for and the songwriter for Rivers and Robots.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could get him on here. I'm
Yes.
telling you, we could. No,
I have
we would need the
no
Lord.
idea who
we would
that
need.
is.
He writes really good music.
Yeah.
Or
Have you heard his worship sessions on YouTube?
so good.
Beautiful.
Click off this podcast right now and go listen to
Yeah,
all of
actually.
those.
And just soak.
Jonathan Ogden worship sets.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, Francis Chan.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Ew.
Can you imagine Francis Chan sitting here drinking a seltzer with us? I think the Lord's,
that'd be pretty dope.
he's already proximity. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like a huge
Hit
deal.
up Jesse Neary. He goes to his
Dude,
church.
Jesse, first of all, you should be watching this. Second,
Exactly.
tell Francis I want him on the show because I think Interstate is special. I think we've always been doing things right. So,
Mhm.
but with that
That's
is
good.
going to close this episode. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Yes.
You were an awesome guest.
It was a joy.
Yeah, and my co-host Sushi.
That's me.
You are the podcast extraordinaire. And we will catch you guys next week.
On the flippity flop.
Rice.
Rice, baby.
Rice, baby. And that's a cut.
Bye.